Welcome Aquarius and Aquarius cross watchers to your singles and new love reading. So we're going to do where you are, where you're headed, what you need to know. And then from this other deck, we're going to pull cards for the next love interest, whether you want them or not, just the next person that's romantically interested in you, for Aquarius Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus signs. And of course, that'll be time-stamped in the description box. So I hope you guys have had a wow, drop like, so sorry Aquarius. So I hope you guys have had there we go, a great week, and that your weekend is shaping up to be a good one. Just kind of like straight off the bat here, Aquarius, I feel like somebody's kind of keeping an eye on you here. Somebody feels rejected and they seem to have a lot of resentment. It feels like this person feels like they put a lot of time and energy into something with you. I'm not so sure that may be a sentiment that you would agree with, but I'm definitely feeling that they feel shortchanged by you. What it feels like, okay? I feel like you seem to be in this kind of sweet, almost like inclusive energy. And I just feel like somebody's kind of staring at you here, feeling really defensive, feeling like, where's the attention that you were giving them? It feels to this person, it's almost like there's some sort of behavior that usually has worked for them that's failed them this time. It feels like this person seems to have a lot of I almost want to say like false starts, right? It's like they're able to kind of get something going, but then maintaining it and kind of watering it so it'll grow. It feel like it doesn't really happen. And I feel like they are, almost feels like a Eight of Swords energy. It feels like they're kind of trapping themselves in those thoughts. And I feel to a certain extent, they may be kind of adding you to, that cage that they're building for themselves. I do feel to a certain extent that it may have been a self-fulfilling prophecy. I'm sorry, I'm just realizing, I'm looking at the cards, not the camera. I just feel like this person is feeling very hurt. I feel like I'm going to be honest, I feel like they really, I almost want to say they really want to come towards you, but I feel like this person doesn't do that. Excuse me. It's almost like they might be one of those people that that don't approach others. It's almost like they seem to feel that they live their life unseen, if that makes sense. I do feel to a certain extent, Aquarius, that you may have kind of reached out to this person, and it just feels like it's almost like you could go up to this person and be like, hey, do you want to grab a coffee? Do you want to, go out for dinner or something like that? And I feel like this person would just look at you with a blank stare, almost surprised that you even noticed that they were there in the first place. And I feel like they actually may have gotten attached to you rather quickly. And it kind of feels like, not to say that this person is boring, okay? You probably wouldn't have approached them in the first place if that was the case. But I feel like either you got the impression that this person either wasn't interested in you, or that it's almost like talking to a brick wall with this person. I feel like it just feels like maybe something could have happened between the two of you, but I feel like you see them as not being ready. I feel like you may have, I feel like to a certain extent, you actually really wanted to be, like help this person, not fix them and all that stuff. Okay. But, just kind of help them come out of their shell. And it's kind of like, well, if they want to do that now they're going to have to reach out first, if that makes sense. So, what does Aquarius need to know? Wow. So we have the Two of Pentacles at the bottom. Then we have the Page of Swords and the Knight of Wands. So just a second here. I'm just kind of feeling, I don't know who this person is or what their deal is, but it feels like there's somebody that's coming in here that's, that Knight of Wands energy is the energy of the, what is wrong with, like all of a sudden all the words in my brain disappeared. Sorry. It's that kind of saggy energy, right? Which I know mixes really well with Aquarius. But in this case, it just feels like it's almost the energy of, let's say we're going back to medieval times just to match the energy on the cards, right? And everyone's sitting around one of those giant wooden tables and everybody's eating. And I feel like this is the kind of person that's just going to come blasting through the doors on their horse and kind of parade around, making a bit of a stink, making a bit of a scene. Not that this person's going to come in and make a scene necessarily, but it definitely feels like I kind of feel like someone's going to get their comeuppance, if you will. I feel like somebody, from what I'm seeing, okay, I actually feel like there's somebody else here that's going to be coming in and with some brutal honesty. And it actually feels to a certain extent that this person is, it just feels like they're kind of annoyed with the pair of you. It could be that this is two different people, but I'm kind of feeling actually that it's really more the Knight of Wands energy is forcing this Page of Swords person forward, if that makes sense. And I feel like this person, I'm just going to bring these closer so I can. Okay. Aquarius, I don't know what's going on, but I actually feel like this Page of Swords person, it doesn't feel necessarily that they feel protective of this Nine of Wands, but I do feel that they are, it's almost like, I feel like they don't think that you've been unfair, but they do feel that there's something that you're like, there's something that would be obvious to you that you may not be picking up on because you kind of gave up on this. So it feels like here comes this person and it's almost like they're not really concerned with that one. I mean, some of them may be protective if it's someone that the Nine of Wands knows, but it feels more like this person's trying to come in and I feel like bring this truth to you about the situation. We got to get a clarifier on this Nine of Wands. Like, I don't think that this person, okay, hang on. Because I'm about to catch an attitude. I feel like this person is over here, you know, either feeling or acting. I feel like they are genuinely hurt. They are feeling really defensive. But I feel like in addition to that, it's almost like they feel like they don't have to put any work in. Do you know what I'm saying? It feels like somebody that would just kind of like sit on the couch if they were able to. I do want to say, to this person's credit, I feel like their life is actually quite difficult. I feel like it's really hard. And like the cards were saying that like they're kind of building this cage. I actually feel like, yes, it's a cage, but it also feels like it's a bit of a wall so they can hide from maybe the world. Maybe it feels like the kind of person that it's almost like they're kind of expecting an army to come over the hill at any moment. Right? And it's like they know that those wands that they've put up to, build themselves some sort of stronghold or safety area, it's almost like they know that it won't keep that back if it comes, but it seems to give them some sense of security. And from what I'm seeing, this person is paralyzed with fear. And it's almost like they might not really even know what they're afraid of. All they know is that they feel afraid. And now from what I have seen, so this would be like anecdotal, right? And it doesn't just, I'm not feeling either way what sign this person is. So it's just people in general. Usually when somebody is always afraid, they have usually, experienced situations in their life that made them feel that was an appropriate energy to be in. You know what I mean? It's like people don't do things unless it's doing something for them. And it's possible that this person always being afraid and keeping themselves hidden may have been a way to keep themselves out of harm's way when they, before they met you. So it's actually a really heartbreaking energy. I'm trying not to cry. This person, and this isn't to persuade you to do anything with this person. I feel like it's not that you wouldn't understand the hurt that they're feeling. I just feel like because they present with that brick wall, you may not realize how much they're hurting, and it's almost like, and how much they just kind of need somebody to talk to. But it's almost like they seem to want to get other people's approval. So it's like, even if they had someone to talk to, I feel like they would kind of use the other person's reactions to what they were saying to guide what it is that they were going to say in the first place. Not that they would lie, right? But like they would omit certain information if they felt that it would be, rejected, or kind of like if they felt that it would be looked at as strange or weird or whatever. Jeez. I think we're just going to get a card for this. And the Six of Cups for Aquarius. So on the Page of Swords, we got the Ten of Swords. For you, we got the Page of Cups, Three of Swords, and Queen of Pentacles. So there's something here about this Page of Swords person that's kind of coming in to bring this like brutal truth. I feel like it's going to be very unrefined, right? It's like sometimes there's people that have this way of kind of like delivering, unpopular information in such a way that it doesn't feel unpopular. You know what I mean? It doesn't like offend anybody. It doesn't seem to upset anybody. They just have a different perspective of bad information, right? Like that's kind of how they deliver information. This person does not. I feel like this person might be somebody that has been, it's almost like they may have been taught at some point that like brutal honesty is the best. And it's almost like they seem to feel that even if it's hurtful, that people deserve the truth, even if they don't want to hear it, even if they don't want to get it or hear it, or, you know what I mean? It's like this person little bit. I feel like they feel that what they think other people need to know and need to hear is more important than kind of what anybody else says. It's a little bit of a, the intent behind it is noble, but the way they're going about it and kind of feeling like they're doing it to help people, okay? But the way they're going about it seems to be a little bit know-it-all, kind of high on themselves. They seem to feel like they're going to come in and drop this truth, and it's like, and people are going to think they're so smart and all that sort of stuff. And I'm not so sure that that'll be the case. For you over here with the Page of Cups, Three of Swords, and Queen of Pentacles, you may feel that there's kind of all this, you know, I don't know how to say that. What's it? Turmoil. How do you say that with like tumultuous? There we go. Sorry. It's like there's all this tumultuous energy over here. And I feel like you're over here trying to, it's almost like you're trying not to ignore it necessarily. But I feel like you're in an energy where you're definitely not going to let it get to you. It's like if in previous, situations, you were this Page of Cups energy, and maybe it's almost like you were too open-minded. I know it's a strange thing to say. It's almost this energy of maybe in the past you were somebody that when someone's, suggested something to you, because you were in this kind of like information gathering stage, it's like doesn't mean that somebody would say something and you would automatically adopt it. It's like you would say something and you would give it equal consideration, right? And I feel like that's not really the case with this person, with you, right? It's like instead of being in a Page of Cups energy and getting your heart broken by, whatever's going on there, that's not the energy that you're in. You're in the Queen of Pentacles energy, and it's almost like you seem to have built yourself place. You seem to feel that you have built yourself up to a place where it's almost like whatever truth this person thinks they're coming in with isn't even going to be like relevant to you. And that may be the case. I do want to say, I feel like you are wise enough to, it's like you're still going to hear this person out. I feel like you're just not going to be putting any importance on it if it doesn't make sense, right? It's that energy of like, for example, this Page of Cups energy, when someone is really young and it's like you're still learning about yourself, right? So you're taking in a lot of information and you're willing to consider and kind of like pull it apart. Does that make sense? And I feel like you know yourself well enough now that nobody's going to come in and tell you, things that either you already know. I feel like people aren't going to come in and tell you certain things and kind of pull you from the path that you're on, because you know what you want, you know where you're going, and that's it. So, all right then. For those of you with your sun in Aquarius, we have the Nine of Cups and the Three of Swords. Hold on for a second. I'm sorry to say, I feel like whoever this is that's interested in you, they seem pretty selfish. I feel like it's the kind of person that has been hurt in their either recent or like the relationship that they just got out of. And it's almost like they're just kind of out to cause trouble. You know what I mean? To kind of stir the pot a little bit. It's almost like this is the kind of person that they're not really concerned about breaking people's hearts. And I do want to say, okay, I feel like to a certain extent, they seem to feel that they have almost this right to go in and treat people in a certain type of way because they were just put through the ringer. You know what I mean? It's that energy of somebody's like, well, if somebody hurt me, I'm going to hurt somebody else. I'm sorry to say. We're going to get one on the Three of Swords and one on the Nine of Cups. Three of Swords, please. Ooh. Okay. And Nine of Cups. Hierophant. So we got the Queen of Wands and the Eight of Swords reversed. So what I'm feeling, and this probably is going to be very specific. I actually feel like this person kind of approaches you, and then somebody from the past, from this person's past, that I feel like it's almost like it may be the person that kind of created the block for this person in the first place. It's like that Queen of Wands may have been the person that made this Nine of Cups, you know, hurt to the point that they felt it was now, you know, now they now deserved to hurt someone else that same way. And I feel like this person, it's almost like they seem to come back into the Nine of Cups person's life. And it's almost like the Nine of Cups person is going to do a double take when the Queen of Wands comes back around. And it almost seems to, it's like if this person kind of had a fire in them that they wanted to go and kind of, you know, pull somebody down with them. I feel like it seems to, it's almost like a knot. If ever you have, it just feels like there's a knot, and all of a sudden this person comes back and there's something that happens between the two of them that just seems to really disarm this person. It feels like they don't want to come in and destroy anything anymore. It almost feels like they seem to disappear just as quickly as they arrived. And I feel like some of them may want to patch it up with the Queen of Wands, but I feel for those of you that's the case, I feel like they do keep an eye on you still. For others of you, I feel like they do get the validation that they need from the Queen of Wands. But then it feels like then they kind of move into this energy where it's almost like they want to be alone, not because they want to isolate themselves or, you know, like this Nine of Wands up here. I feel more that it's, they want to learn more about the world, right? It's like they want to perceive people more clearly. They want to be like, gain more knowledge so they can be more discerning when it comes to who they allow in their life. And it seems like they actually feel pretty excited, pretty positive about it. So, hold on for a sec. I do want to say, and that this is not to say that you're going to be sitting around waiting for anybody, okay? I do feel like if it's the second thing where this person like wants to learn more about the world before they get involved with somebody, I do feel like they kind of keep an eye on you to a certain extent. It's almost like they might take a picture of you and put it up on their vision board sort of thing. But it does feel like it's not the highest priority for them. Excuse me. So for those of you with an Aquarius Moon, damn. So we got the High Priestess. Oh, wow. The energy. Oh, the tower at the bottom of the deck. The energetic pull coming off of this person. It's almost like they could be hundreds of miles away and you'd be able to hear them calling your name. You know what I mean? I feel like it's an intense, energetic connection. I feel like it is one where it's almost like this person seems to communicate mostly in energetics of things rather than like talking, or even body language, I feel like it's someone that's like, it, listen, I want to be really clear, Aquarius, and I've said this on my channel before. I'm not ever going to tell you that someone is your twin flame or your soulmate or your one, because that's a decision that really only you can make. And number two, whether or not that relationship is going to work out is based off of what the two of you choose to do with it, right? So with that said, it does feel like the energy coming off of this person is unlike anything you've experienced before. And I want to say that it doesn't feel much different for this person on their end. I feel like that's just how they connect to somebody. It's almost like this person is not a member of the 3D world. They're in the 5D, right? They're just an entity. Like that's the amount of power. Oh, sorry. I was just trying to scratch my face and I hit the mic. I feel like that's the amount of almost like psychic power. Maybe that's not it. Spiritual. I don't know. Whatever it is. Okay. Energetics. Aquarius. I'm going to try that sentence one more time. It just feels like the energy coming off of this person, especially when it's coming to you and when you're feeling it, it feels overpowering. And what is unfortunate for this person is it's like they're trying to not will you, but like draw you in so that you'll make the first move. I feel like this person does want people to indulge them to a certain extent. And, you know, I'm just not so sure that it almost feels like maybe you could hear this person calling you from hundreds of miles away, but until somebody like actually shows interest, you're not going to be running 100 miles or hundreds of miles to go, you know, find someone that may or may not be there. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like you need something that's a bit more concrete. And I feel like the longer that you hold out, the stronger this person's energy gets. It's like they're looking at you almost like squinting, like, in The Big Bang Theory, whenever Sheldon is trying to like move something with his mind or, you know, do something, it's like they're sitting there like almost squinting at you, trying to focus all this energetic energy your way. And I do feel to a certain extent it is kind of bouncing off you. Okay, just take it. Emperor reversed, Page of Wands reversed, Five of Pentacles reversed, and Ten of Cups reversed. Okay. So I feel like this person, what I'm actually feeling, okay, is that there's a lot of contradictory energy internally for this person. It's like they want this, but they want that, but they want this, but they want that. It doesn't feel like, you know, they want to have their cake and eat it too, but it's like they seem to have an unrealistic expectation of what a relationship is like. It's almost like they may want someone that is as spiritual as they are. And I feel like it would be extraordinarily difficult to find that, because it's like, I feel to a certain extent they may realize that they have a gift, but I don't feel like they realize that it's, you know, it's a very, very rare strength that they have. It's almost like for some of you, maybe they pick up on, oh, sorry, that's my stomach rumbling. They may pick up on energy around them, and they may like try to hone in the energy that they're sending your way. But I feel like even they may not realize how powerful it is. how many people can feel it. It's almost like their energy, for example, let's say everyone's, in a room or something, their energy is so thick. It's almost like if it was something in the air, no one would be able to breathe because there would be no space. You know what I mean? It just feels like it's so powerful. And I feel like there may be times where it's almost like if you seem to kind of have a energetic or visceral reaction to a situation that isn't in front of you. So it's like all of a sudden you'll just feel really angry and be like, what the is going on? It's them. I don't feel like this is somebody that kind of like pops off. It does not feel at all that this person is explosive. That's not what the High Priestess is about. I feel like they get mad and they keep it inside, and it's like this kind of raging fire. And I feel like when it's like that, it's almost like everybody that they walk past, like everyone just kind of feeds off that energy. If ever you've seen that movie Despicable Me, when Gru is, like spoiler alert, when Gru is in love with, I can't remember her name, but when he starts to date his girlfriend and he's just really happy about it and he's walking down the street and he's kind of like, the energy, that love is just coming off of him. And then when things fall apart, it's like he's able to kind of bring everybody down on his way. It's the same type of energy. And I feel like this person, it's almost like, I feel to a certain extent that not only do they have an impact on other people, but it's almost like that internal conflicting energy. I feel like it's because they seem to absorb everybody else's, right? And like everybody wants something different. So of course this person's going to be confused. What can Aquarius expect from this person? The Star. That is your card. I feel like this person's someone that's really shy. It feels like there's somebody that is almost like bashful. And I feel like they're going to be, this might sound strange, I feel like they're going to be sending you some healing energy. And it's almost like that seems to kind of like flip a light switch for you. And I feel like it's something that will start really, really small. It's almost like it's just a wave, to somebody that you maybe like a neighbor, a friend of a friend or something like that. I'm hearing like gas station. But anyway, I feel like this person is somebody that, how do I say this? I feel like what's coming up for you is this person's going to reach out for something incredibly minute. And I feel like you're going to take one look in their eye and know. It's like you're going to know that it's their energy. It's almost like as soon as the two of you start talking, you're going to kind of feel that really, almost like that soft, like almost like someone's giving you this loving hug. Hold on. And they listen, I mean, it's pretty obvious that they're fixated on you. But this person they do not feel in any way, shape, or form that they would ever force anything on you. So it's like, again, going back to what I was saying before about how I can't tell you that someone's your twin flame or your one, right? It's up to the two of you. And I feel like at the end of the day, even if this person is the one that approaches you initially, I feel like it will be up to you if you want to get this started with them. So, excuse me, Aquarius Rising. Those of you with Aquarius Rising. Aquarius Rising. I was about to say, like, are you guys going to keep your secrets or what? So, We got the Nine of Wands reversed. Really interesting. Really interesting. And we do have like the Devil here at the bottom of the deck. So, hang on for a second here, Aquarius. This may be very specific, okay? I feel like for you guys, it feels like either it's someone that is kind of the antithesis to this one, that's very fearful and, you know, is just kind of always under this feeling like they're in a, it's almost, I wanted to say pressure cooker, but it doesn't feel that energetic. It feels more like down, sad kind of thing. Anyway, I feel like there's someone that comes in. It does feel like they're very non-committal. I feel like this is somebody that they kind of want to come in and use you a little bit. Doesn't mean like, you know, physically or anything. It just feels like they, I don't know how to say this. I feel like it's somebody that they may overshare at first. It feels like, hold on for a sec. I don't feel like you're going to be interested in this person. I feel like there's somebody that's too externally motivated, right? It feels like the kind of person that can't go home and be alone, right? It's like they always got to be out there talking to somebody. They always got to be out there doing something, talking. Like they have to be out and they have to be, it's almost like the reason that they seem to be so bold and go up to people they don't know and talk to them. Maybe that's not terribly bold, right? But it's like the reason that they're so outgoing is actually because they cannot stand to be alone. And it's like they would rather have all of their business out there than have to sit by themselves. It's like, this is the kind of person that would sit down to watch a show by themselves and like 30 seconds in, 5 minutes in, they would pop up off the couch and have to go do something. Go outside for a walk, go do this. It's like they might even just go to the grocery store to talk to the cashier. It's that type of an energy. Yeah, just deciding which deck to clarify for this Nine of Wands. Just want to make sure there was only one. Four of Wands. Okay. I feel like this is the kind of person that would definitely sing your praises. Okay. It doesn't feel, again, this, if the two of you were in a relationship, which I'm not saying that you are or that you will be, but I feel like if you were, they wouldn't really spread your business around, but they would be kind of cryptic about it. And it's like, you know, someone who maybe is smarter than the average bear would be able to put a couple of pieces together. Maybe not all of them, but definitely some. I also feel like it's really looking like kind of an eye today, almost like that one in Lord of the Rings. I feel like something, it's almost like there might be a bit of a spirit attached to this person. This might sound a little bit out there, but I'm going to say it anyway. I feel like this person, I mean, either someone has kind of done some spell work on them and has made them feel this kind of like they can't be alone. Or it's almost like something seems to come to them when they're alone. I feel like something or someone just kind of pounces on this person as soon as they're alone. It's almost the energy of, for example, you know, back when you were really young in school, let's say one of your friends, one of the kids, their parents were fighting all the time, so they never wanted to go home. That's what it feels like. It feels like there's so much chaos. And I feel like to a certain extent, this person feels like whatever chaos is going on, they just have to ride it out at this point. And that's why they're avoiding it. So for those of you with your Venus in Aquarius, Queen of Cups, so I'm the first thing that I was feeling, and I don't often feel this card or feel this with this card. I feel like this is somebody that it's almost like somebody seems to have stripped away some of their security, and it's put them in a place where they may be feeling vulnerable. But number one, I don't think they care. It's almost kind of like flying in the face. It's like, oh, well, if you're going to, take my coat, why don't you take my shirt too? You know what I mean? Like they seem to, it's almost like it's a knee-jerk reaction that they will, like, I want to say try to one-up people, but it's not one-upping them. It feels more that they're trying to show people that they can't get to them. Right? So it's like if somebody's going to do something to them, then they're going to show that person that it doesn't bother them. I'm kind of feeling here that this person may see you as a bit of it's almost like you seem like a pipe dream. I feel like you may, to this person, you kind of feel like their ideal partner, but they seem to feel like they have some more work to do before they can come towards you. Or even kind of like step into your realm, if you will. Yeah, 8 of Pentacles, right? That's the card of putting the work in. This person, there's something about safety here. Hold on. I feel like, the powers that be, it's almost like they're kind of orchestrating something here. And I'm going to be honest, I don't often say that. But I do feel to a certain extent that it's almost like some sort of energetic push is coming up behind this person. And it's almost like it seems to be pushing them towards you. They may realize it. They may not. What are they really? What is that? 2 of Pentacles. So I was asking, like, what is this person really focused on? I feel like this person almost has like a pathological need for things to be fair. You know what I mean? It's almost like if you eat 2 grapes, they're only going to have 2 grapes. If you have 5 grapes and there's only 3 grapes left, like, we're going to have a problem. And it doesn't necessarily mean that this person's going to start a fight over a grape, okay? It's just to kind of illustrate the energy that I feel like this person let a ton of stuff slide in past relationships. And it's like, they'll be damned if that's going to happen again. So I feel like this is the kind of person that's going to keep a really close eye on what's going on in the relationship. It's almost like they might be keeping a tally of who's paying what and making sure that everything's fair. And it's almost like if you wanted to do something nice for this person and, you're doing it to be loving towards them, you're not doing it so that they'll pay you back in kind. I feel like it's something that they'll really struggle with. You know what I mean? It's like they're going to feel this, like, it doesn't feel like it's just a desire to do so. It feels like it's almost like it doesn't feel necessarily like it's fear that makes them want to kind of like pay everybody back and, in kind and make sure that everything's even. It's almost like they may be basing their worth on that. I feel like they may look at what they do for people and how they treat people as somehow inadequate. And it's like, so whenever somebody does something nice for them, they feel like, it feels like it's a harsh energy, but I feel like the core of that is that they have to pay that person back. You know what I mean? It's like they have to show that person that they're also capable, that they're also this, that they're also that, that there's going to be that equilibrium, right? This is kind of what I'm feeling from this person. Of course, judge for yourself when the two of you kind of cross paths here. Excuse me. But what I'm seeing, this may be somebody that is a little bit of a pill sometimes, okay? It's not to be judgmental. I'm sure I'm a pill sometimes to a lot of people, right? Is what it is. But it's like they're kind of a pill in maybe what, in like, it's not that they're going to nitpick you. I don't feel like this person is somebody that's going to be jealous and kind of controlling when it comes to like you having freedom and talking to other people. Not, talking to other people like, to pursue them romantically, but more like this isn't going to be the kind of person that's like, oh, were you talking to that friend? Were you da-da-da? No, they're not going to be doing that. I feel like because they're too focused on making sure that like you guys each paid for a bag of Cheetos or something. You know what I mean? It's that kind of an energy. So I feel like when it comes to kind of what you want to do and how you want to live your life, I feel like it doesn't concern them. And it's not, that they don't care, but it's more that they don't see that as in their realm of control. And I feel like when it comes to making sure that kind of people are, or, the two of you are on, equal footing when it comes to, it could just be money. It could be other elements of the relationship. Maybe like acts of service sort of thing. But anyway, they seem to be more focused on that. It does feel, I'm going to be honest, it's almost a little bit of a self-centered energy. It doesn't mean this person is selfish, but they are centered on themselves. I feel like it's the kind of person that would manage finances exceedingly well because they count, like they put stuff to the last penny, right? I also feel like it's somebody that would be extremely loyal. It's like because they focus on making sure that the relationship is equal and everybody has a fair share, they don't even consider the possibility of other people, kind of like stepping outside of the relationship. Like it doesn't even, it's not even a part of their psyche to think or do that. It's like if somebody came up to this person and was, let's say they were hitting on them and the two of you were already together, I feel like this person wouldn't even get it. They wouldn't even see, like, they may see that somebody is being kind of friendly to them. And it's almost like it would perplex them. And I feel like they would come home and ask you and be like, what was that? Right? So I feel like to a certain extent, there's a bit of innocence about this person. It does feel like it's somebody that would work really hard for the people that they love. It's almost has a bit of like that Taurus energy when it comes to, it's like this kind of consistent, steadfast, almost unending consistency. I don't know how to say this, but it's almost in the same way that stepping outside of a relationship isn't part of this person's psyche. I feel like giving up isn't either. And it's almost like them focusing on these details. I mean, maybe it, complicates things for them sometimes, but I feel like for the most part, because they're focusing on the day-to-day, they don't get stressed out because they don't look at the big picture. And I feel like because they're looking at daily progress, it's like if they take a misstep, it's just one step back and we go over here, right? Because they're not looking at the big picture all the time. So I think I'll leave it there, Aquarius. If you've made it to the end of the read, thank you for being here. I appreciate you. If you're new here, I upload longer reads on Thursdays and then a mini weekly love read every Sunday. And we do have kind of a different sort of read coming out next Thursday. So please keep an eye out for that if you're so inclined. Um, and I love you, Aquarius. I hope you guys have a great day, and we'll see you on the next one. Bye.